Hello friends, welcome to today's class. Today we are very happy to meet and we will start with something sweet. तो आइए कुछ मीठा हो जाए. Wow, गणेश जी लड्डूस you can see. तो आइए भोग लगाइए. हम लोग कुछ स्टार्ट करते हैं. अरे सर, आज आप तो मिठाई खिला रहे हो, क्या बात है. तो हम आज क्या सीखने वाले हैं? व्हाट आर वी गोइंग टू लर्न? कैन यू मेक आउट समथिंग फ्रॉम दिस डायग्राम? सी माय गॉड, सो ब्यूटीफुल स्वीट्स, डिलीशियस स्वीट्स. लेट अस ईट देम. बट सी द वे दे आर अरेंज्ड. कैन यू सी द वे दे आर अरेंज्ड? या. सो आई एम टेलिंग यू some things in a hidden way. After getting energized with these delicious sweets, let us see something more. Wow, what a balancing. That's great. Sir, why are you showing all these? Why are we showing this? Yeah, there is something to learn. Today's topic is related to this. Wow. See the formations. Great formations. This is Lady Obama. सर क्यों दिखा रहे हो ये? बताता हूं, गड़बड़ मत करिए आप. पहले देखिए. Oh, some formations are seen there. What it is relating to our topic? Let us see after some time. But right now you see border security force. You know, these Jawans are at the borders and they are securing our borders, standing there. So BSF formation, see the way they are hanging. Now I want you to see the way the number of people are arranged, one above the other, one besides the other. So if you see, there is some mathematics hidden in it, some principle is hidden in it. What is that principle? Oh my God, what a formation. See the way the people in the lowest row are maximum, then the upper row slightly less, then the upper row slightly less, and then the upper row slightly less. So why is it like this? It's a triangular formation. The base is big and the top is small. So why is it? Here again, if you see, the formation is in a typical way so that it should not fall down. How is this possible? Is some maths working behind it? Is some principle working behind it? Here also if you see, in the formations, lot of people are there at the top, at the bottom, but as we go at the top, the number of people are reducing and the flag is held only by one person. So how is it happening? Why is it like this? And they are going back from front to behind. So why are all these? Lot of applied mechanics, lot of physics, lot of mathematics is working in it. It's incredible balancing. Some principle seems to be behind this. Yeah, see, I would like to do this if I don't fall down. But surely you won't fall down if you are having good enough practice. But again, as I told you, it requires some mathematical calculations, some principles behind it. So, okay, now you can see some logs of woods stacked above each other. You know what is lumbering? Lumbering is the industry. It is a field where huge trees are cut down and that wood is taken for manufacturing of different varieties of furniture and items. So if you see here in this log of woods, in the lowest row more number of logs are there, and in the upper and upper row one number of log, two number of logs from each side are reduced. Means if you see the front row, if these are the two logs of woods, in the upper row the log will not be placed here, because if you place the log here it will roll down. So instead of keeping here, they keep the roll here, they keep the log here, and then they keep the log here. Same is the arrangement of laddus. Because if you keep the laddu above each other, it will fall down. So here 3 people, here 2 people, here 1 person. So this is the principle in which these logs of woods are arranged. By now, many of you must have understood what topic we are going to take up today. See here it is very clear. If you see here, in the lowest row, 4 logs of woods are there, and in the upper row 3 logs of woods are there. In the uppermost row, means wherever there is a gap, the log is placed. So the number of logs start getting reduced as we go up. Oh, so what is the topic we are going to learn today? We are going to learn today arithmetic progression, AP. Yes sir, a very interesting topic, because in this topic, so what is the topic we are going to learn today? Arithmetic progression, AP. A very interesting topic, because it has a lot of applications in day-to-day life. So we will see these different things. What are the things we are going to see? We are going to see the concept and content of this chapter. So first of all, we are going to see about meaning and application of AP. Meaning of AP, application of AP. Then we are going to see the definition of AP. There are 2 definitions, 2 different definitions of AP, but they mean the same. Then we are going to go for some derivations. Nth term of an AP, 5th term of an AP, 10th term of an AP. So nth term of an AP. Then we are going to see the sum of n terms. Like if you go on adding the terms, we get Sn, S5, S10, S20, S100. So we are going to learn about nth term of an AP, Sn of an AP. And then finally we are going to go towards the textbook exercise problems. So this is the scope of the chapter. These are the contents we are going to learn. So get ready for the journey, sit with me and enjoy this topic. I am going to make it as much interesting as possible for you, because unless we know the applications of these topics in day-to-day life, unless we know the day-to-day applications in life, we don't take it so seriously. But if you see, this topic has presence everywhere. We don't know, but behind many activities which we are doing, AP is working. It's not necessary to calculate every time, but the principle is working on its own. So now what are some surprising applications of AP? Let us see before we go to the theoretical part. Now you can see the view. This is the view of a stadium. So many chairs are arranged one behind the other in the form of a leaf, because it is circular. It is circular. So when the cricket match or any match is being played, all the people are sitting there and it is arranged in different rows. So here if you see, the rows are arranged one behind the other and they are spread. But if you talk about the number of rows or the number of seats in one row, and then the number of seats in the next row and the number of seats in the next row, if you see there, they are different. They are either increasing or decreasing. As you come from the top to the bottom, the number of seats will go on reducing. But as you go from the bottom to the top, the number of seats will go on increasing. But how many they are increasing? That is what we have to learn. So in the design of all civil structures, AP is working. Now you will be surprised to know, nature also follows certain patterns in her creations. How? Wow. If you see the arrangement of petals in sunflower or in any flower, even in the rose, you will find certain series is followed, some sequence is followed. Well, we have to decode it, but some progression is working there. It may be arithmetic progression, it may be geometric progression. Oh wow. This is the way a honeycomb is constructed. So in a honeycomb, the holes which are there, the holes which you can see, are having a typical pattern. It may not be in AP, but I am telling you what are the applications of progressions, what are the applications of series, and therefore it is necessary that we study this topic in a proper way. See, we have never thought of all such applications. Whenever you take a maize cob, makka, bhutta, you know, we eat in the rainy season, we enjoy it a lot. The way the grains are arranged is having a pattern, and this is what we have to study. So nature also follows lot of patterns. Now here you can see a spiral. Now this spiral is straightway arithmetic. It is having some mathematics behind it. Like see, what are the radii? 2, then 3, then 5, 5 plus 3 8, 8 plus 5 13, 13 plus 9 21, 21 plus 13 is 34. So there is a pattern, and this pattern, this spiral follows a pattern. Now what are the spirals in our day-to-day life? See, so these spirals which was there here, it is a mathematical spiral, but it is seen in day-to-day life. Some more spirals. You can see some animals are there who have a spiral body. They also follow certain spirals. The arrangement of flowers. The petals are arranged in a typical way. Now apart from these, there are some practical uses of arithmetic progression. For example, you can see here a piggy bank is shown, and a person is putting some money in a piggy bank. Now if I am putting 5 rupees in the first week, in the second week I am putting 10 rupees, in the third week I am putting 15 rupees, how can I calculate the amount of money which will be collected in the piggy bank at the end of a certain period? Maybe say 6 months, maybe say 1 year, whatever it is. So not only piggy bank, if I am depositing my money in the bank, in my account, maybe savings account, maybe current account, or maybe fixed deposit account. So if I am doing it recurrently, by increasing some amount every time or by decreasing some amount every time, how much money will be collected in the end of 1 year has to be understood. See here, 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 15 rupees, 20 rupees, a small saving. But we should know the calculations behind such things, that if I am saving like this, at the end of 1 year, I am going to say 50,000 rupees, whatever it is. So in all these calculations, AP helps us. Now as I was telling you, construction industry, interior designing industry, if you see, this is the auditorium. If I am having a fixed space and I want to place chairs in it, I should know how many chairs can be placed if everyone is easily able to see the audience, the speaker. Because if you place the people one behind the other, their head will come in between and I will not be able to see the speaker properly. So between two laddus, as we placed one laddu, like that between two people, the behind people will be placed, so that he will not be able to become an obstacle to the person behind. So the number of chairs that can be fitted in an auditorium is, see here, how many chairs in the first row, how many chairs in the second row, how many chairs in the next row. Oh, the construction of pyramids and the construction of not only pyramids, all structures which are similar to pyramids have again AP as its principle. The construction of pyramids has been a mystery, has been a wonder for many years. See, in those days, in those decades, in those centuries where technology was not there, which we are talking about today, but some technology was there, scientists were there, mathematicians were there, they worked on so details. So if you can see here, the base is very broad and then it goes tapering. But how much it should taper? From both sides, how much we should reduce so that it becomes a stable structure? Somewhere AP is working behind it. Now we come to the meaning of a sequence or series. Now, what is the meaning of sequence or series? We say arithmetic progression. So it is a series of numbers. It is a sequence of numbers. Now what is sequence? When something happens one after another while following a certain pattern. So pattern is followed. For example, we say test match series, or we say a series of bomb blasts. Now this is a bad example to give, but normally this series is used synonymously with this word, series of bomb blasts. a series, a television serial. So what is series? When something happens one after another in a particular pattern, pattern is very important, then that becomes a sequence. It becomes a series. A group of numbers is a series of numbers. Okay. Now what is progression? Because the word progression comes in the topic, in the heading arithmetic progression. So what is progression? See, the word progression comes from the word progress. Progress means to move. So anything which moves forms a progression. Anything which moves forms a progression. Now see, there are different ways in which we can move. For example, if I am standing here, I can move in the front like this. So I am moving forward. Or if I am standing here, I can move back, means I am moving backward. And if I am standing here, I can move, I am neither going in the front nor going at the back, but I am moving. So similarly, I can move in the front, or I can move at the back, or I can move at the same place. So there are three types of progressions: a progression which is increasing, a progression which is decreasing, and a progression which is not moving. This is called increasing AP. This is called decreasing AP. And this is called stationary AP. Stationary, see the spelling of stationary, it is A-N-R-Y, not E-N-R-Y. Stationary means at one place, you know, stationary satellite, geostationary satellite, means it is stationary with respect to the earth, because the rotation of the satellite and the rotation of the earth are same, the speed of rotation are same. Okay, now, if we have understood the importance of arithmetic progression, let us see the definition of AP. What does it say? What is the first definition of AP? As it says here, an AP is a sequence of numbers in which the second number, the second term can be obtained by adding a constant number or a fixed number to the previous number in every pair of consecutive numbers. Means what I am going to explain you. Suppose I have the first term as 3, okay, and I am going to always add a fixed number 4. Now why I wrote D, I will tell you afterwards. The D is difference, and it is not just difference, it is called common difference. So I am going to add a fixed number to the previous number. So 3 plus 4, 7, 7 plus 4, 11, 11 plus 4, 15, 15 plus 4, 19, and go on. So when we are having this sequence of numbers, this sequence of numbers is obtained by adding a fixed number to the previous number to get the next number. So this is the first definition. I am repeating, arithmetic progression is a sequence of numbers in which every next term is obtained by adding a fixed number to the previous number. First definition. So here we are focusing on adding a fixed number. Now what this fixed number can be? This fixed number can be any positive integer, or can be any negative integer, or can be 0, or can be a fraction, or can be a irrational number. I am going to take you through this, but now because it had come, I am explaining you. So this is the first definition of AP. Okay friends, let us see the second definition of AP. What does it say? It is a mathematical sequence having a constant difference between any two consecutive terms. Now as we have written it here, the sequence which we written it earlier, if you see the difference between the next term and the previous term, the difference between the next term and the previous term, we will calculate. See, 19 minus 15 is 4, 15 minus 11 is 4, 11 minus 7 is 4, 7 minus 3 is 4. So this is constant. And this is called the common difference, denoted by D. So this is another definition of arithmetic progression. So what is an arithmetic progression? It is a sequence of numbers in which the difference between any term and its previous term is constant, and this is called the second definition of arithmetic progression. I hope you are understanding with all these things. I hope my speed is okay. If you have any problems, you can surely put your doubts, your queries in the chat box, or you can also meet me on Facebook, where I sometimes have live. My YouTube channel is there. Please subscribe for my YouTube channel, and there you can get lot of other information, lot of knowledge about many other topics, not only AP. So coming back, this fixed number is called the common difference, denoted by small d. Now this constant d can be positive, can be negative, or can be 0. So I told you, see, if it is like this, it is plus d, and if it is like this, it is minus d. If it is like this, it is 0. So forward AP or increasing AP, backward AP or decreasing AP, stationary AP. So these are the three types of APs we are going to see. Now let us consider the numbers given here. If you consider the first sequence, which is the first sequence are 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, dot dot. Now here if you see, the first term is A, that is 2, and to that 2 we are going to add 3. 2 plus 3, 5, 5 plus 3, 8, 8 plus 3, 11, 11 plus 3, 14, 14 plus 3, 17, plus 3, 20, plus 3, 23, blah blah. So here the difference is 3 plus 3. Difference is plus 3. So it is an AP. And if you see, the numbers are increasing, so it is an increasing AP. Okay, sir. Second one, 5 minus 3 is 2, minus 3 is minus 1, minus 3 is minus 4, minus 3 is minus 7, minus 10, minus 13, dot dot. So this is also an AP which is decreasing every time by 3, and here the difference is minus 3. So the difference is minus 3, means it is a decreasing AP. Next, third example, if you see here on the board, it is 5, 5.5, 6, 6.5, 6.5, 7, 7.5, blah blah blah. So here every time we are adding 0.5, that is half. Now see, this difference can be written either in the form of a decimal number, or it can be written in the form of a fraction. So this D, this important percent D, can either be a integer, it can be a rational number, it can also be 0. It can also be a irrational number, not necessarily rational number. It can also be irrational number like root 2, root 3, which we are going to see in the coming slides. In this slide itself it is there. Now if you see the last sequence, 2 plus root 5, 2 plus 2 root 5, 2 plus 3 root 5, 2 plus 4 root 5, etc. So here if you see, the common difference D is root 5. You go on adding root 5 and you will get the next term. So this common difference is a very important term. All these 4 series which are in front of you are forming an AP because the difference between any 2 consecutive terms is same, constant. That word constant is very important. The common difference should be same everywhere. If the difference is same, then only we can call it common difference. Otherwise, how can we call it common difference? It will not be common. So now, just now we saw 4 examples of AP. D was positive, D was negative, D was decimal, D was an irrational number. Now suppose I say D is 0. So what can happen? If D is 0, suppose I take the first term as 5. 5 plus 0, 5 plus 0, plus 0, plus 0, plus 0, and so on. So here D is 0. Is this an AP? Yes. What type of AP it is? Stationary AP. stationary AP. Stationary means which is remaining at one place. So these are the various examples of AP. Now consider these numbers 2, 5, 7, 11, 15, 17, blah blah. Okay, 5 minus 2, 3, 7 minus 5, 2, 11 minus 7, 4, means the difference is not common. So this does not form a AP. This does not form a AP. What is the next sequence? 2, 2 root 5, 2 plus 2 root 5. Okay. Now if you take the first difference, 2 root 5 minus 2, 2 root 5 minus 2, 2 common, root 5 minus 1. This is the difference, D1. And what is the difference? Second difference, 2 plus 2 root 5 minus the previous term. So if you see here, this goes and what remains is 2. So the second difference is 2, the first difference was different, both the differences are not there, so the difference is not common, hence it is not an AP. Hence this sequence is not an AP. I hope you are understanding the difference between AP and not AP. If the difference is not same, if the difference is not constant, then it is called not a arithmetic progression. Okay, moving ahead. So we saw the definition of AP, we saw how to identify an AP, we saw when does a series not become an AP. So now if you move ahead, what are the standard notations in an AP? Let us see that. Means if you know, everywhere there is some terminology. What is the way in which these terms are called? So in an AP, if you see here, it is told the first term is denoted always by A, small a, and the common difference is denoted by small d, small d. So A and D, these are two very important terms in an AP, and if you take this as the terms, then what will the AP become as it is written here? The first term is A, you can see there. So A as the first term, then I will add the common difference, I will again add the common difference, I will again add the common difference, and so on. So this is the AP in which A is the first term and D is the common difference. Now if you talk about terminology, this person is called A or A1, he is called A2, second term, he is called A3, third term, the fourth term, the fifth term, the sixth term, and the nth term, last term. I'll write here nth term. So nth term means the last term. In some textbooks, in some other boards, instead of using A, they say T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, Tn, nth term. Okay, T means term. This A terminology is used in CBSE and T terminology is used in state boards, especially Maharashtra state boards. It doesn't make a difference. For example, here if you see, they have shown 2 plus 5 is 7, plus 5 is 12, plus 5 is 17, plus 5 is 22, plus 5 blah 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 blah. So this forms an AP. So this is how we are having standard notations. A is the first term, D is the common difference, and all terms sequentially are called T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, Tn, nth term, and if there is some term in between, general term, that general term is called Tk, kth term, and this is the nth term. So this is about terminology. After understanding the terminology, we will move ahead. Okay friends, now after understanding the terminology of AP, we are going to talk about something else. The further things, something else means the further things. Now see sir, I know a sequence. The first term is 3, next term is 7, next term is 11. Okay, first term, second term, third term. If they ask me the 7th term, I can find out. If they ask me the 15th term, I can find out. But sir, if they ask me the 217th term, then it is time consuming. It will take a lot of time. I have to keep on adding those many times. It will not only be time consuming, it is susceptible to go wrong. Means we may commit a mistake. So we have to find all the 217 terms. So now, if we want to find some term, maybe say 10th term, maybe say 27th term, it becomes difficult. It becomes time consuming. So we want to find the required term, maybe 27th term, maybe 40th term, maybe 100th term, without finding all the previous terms. Without finding all the previous terms. So now we want to see the derivation of nth term of an AP, which is called AN or TN, both are same. So now we are going to go for a derivation. So the derivation of AN is done like this. Let us see the derivation. Let the first term be A and the common difference be D. The common difference is D. First term is A. Let us see how the numbers are formed. So if you see there, A1 is equal to A first term, A2 is equal to A plus D is equal to A plus 1D. Now how that 1D is written? See, 2 minus 1 is 1, so A plus 2 minus 1 into D. Next third term, A plus D means A plus 2D. Now that 2D is written as 3 minus 1 into D. A4 is A plus D plus D plus D means A plus 3D. How the 3 is written? A plus 2 minus 1 into D. And you go on. So if you see, it is a pattern. What that pattern is? If it is A1, if it is A2, if it is A3, if it is A4, if it is A5, if it is A1, it is A plus bracket into D. This is A plus bracket into D. This is A plus bracket into D. Whatever is number is here, we write 3 minus 1, 2 minus 1, 1 minus 1. So if this is 4, A plus 4 minus 1 into D, A plus 5 minus 1 into D, you can find the same pattern there. And if I go on writing the general term, kth term, then it will be A plus K minus 1 into D. And what will be the nth term, the last term? Whatever is here, we have to write it in the bracket n minus 1 into D. So this is the formula for the nth term. This derivation is obtained from visual pattern understanding. So same thing is written here if you see in a very proper way. So this derivation normally comes for 2 marks. Is it difficult, my dear friends? Not at all, sir. So they may say derive an expression for the nth term of an AP. So how should you start? Let the first term be A and the common difference be D. Therefore the AP is A, A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, and so on, and then you go on writing it vertically, and finally you come to this nth term. So this is the derivation for nth term. Now if you see here in this nth term, I am making some very important notification for you all. In AP, A, D and N, these three are very important terms, very important things. If out of these three, any two will be given and they will ask the third one. They can give these two and ask you the third one. They can give this one and they will ask you the common difference. So anything is possible, and it is very easy, because in this formula An is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D, there are 4 terms, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 is already known. Out of these 4 terms, they will give you 3, ask you to find the 4th term. So this is the practical application of this formula An, and therefore this is very important for us to know how we can find the nth term of an AP, we can find the 200th term of an AP, we can find the 500th term of an AP at the click of the button immediately without calculating all the previous terms. So, this was the derivation of AP. Now we go ahead to the further part.